In the endless sprawl of the Amberverse, there is a quieter terror than the usual chaos. A rattling of tiny labubu's in their endless huge plastic bins. Amber Reed doesn't just buy things, she builds a tiny kingdom of uselessness. Croc charms by the thousands without a single pair of Crocs. Legos, acrylic bullshit, plastic shaped in thousands of colors, a landfill of intention. This story isn't just about garbage, it's about the ritual. She calls it Choosy. People roped into sorting mountains of charms they never wanted, choosing favorites and then favorites of favorites, and then whittling down meaningless objects as though discovering some sacred truth. Hours slip away, days get swallowed whole. I don't think it's about the charms. I think it's about attention, draining it, claiming it, owning it, turning someone else's life into an echo
Never had
chamber.
like vanilla mint, but I'm sure that'd be great too. So, yeah. Her stickers.
Chocolate!
Chocolate! If you guys have seen this episode of SpongeBob, literally me.
As soon as you said chocolate, that's the one I picked up.
That's funny. So,
Where all roads lead back to her. The plastic piles becoming a metaphor, endless, bright, hollow, the kind of clutter that fills a room until you forget where the door ever was. Choosy isn't just a pastime, it's a quiet indoctrination, a way of teaching someone that their time wasn't theirs, and that resistance could be smoothed out by repetition. How can cute compulsions become behavioral cages? Can mindless work really delete time? There's a piece of this that feels eerily similar, almost industrial. The way Choosy functions isn't far from the way the military trains fresh recruits to swallow plebe knowledge. When you're recruited in the military, they give you this book of plebe knowledge. This is mindless facts, pointless chance, absurd little tasks that no one they don't serve a purpose, right? They eat up your mental real estate. It's not about the information, it's about reshaping the person, crowding the mind until there's no room left for resistance. The repetition isn't meant to teach, it's meant to occupy, to grind away independent thought, to replace it with obedience. When your hours are filled with nonsense, when your mind is busy with the trivial, you don't have time to question the structure that commands you, or even think about the world outside. Choosy to me seems to be just the same crap. Amber has a mountain of crock charms. They become her own version of plebe knowledge. Plastic debris turned into doctrine. Her partners weren't just sorting charms, they're surrendering mind space. Being trained to focus on something meaningless because she told them that it mattered. Being taught that her whims, no matter how bizarre or pointless, deserve attention, deserve their time, and their uninterrupted presence. Fill the mind with clutter, the person becomes easier to steer. Turn nonsense into ritual, the nonsense becomes a leash. In the military, they use chants and drills, like how's the cow? She walks, she talks, she's full of chalk. The lactile fluid extracted from the female of the bovine species is highly prolific to the nth degree. Someone ranked above you might stop you as a plebe and ask you how many lights are in Colum Hall. There's 340 lights. This is knowledge that doesn't matter, doesn't mean anything to anybody. They've also been saying 340 lights for a really long time, and I wonder if there's more lights now or if they've changed it. So if you want to walk away from Choosy and do something by yourself or with your family, you are punished for that. Amber gets mad. You have to deal with the repercussions. If you don't know, there's 2,240 names on Battle Monument. You have to do, sit-ups or push-ups or whatever. You have consequences. You have to deal with them. The goal is the same. The person is too wrapped up in nonsense to notice they're losing themselves grain by grain. Time is the one thing you'll never get back. She stated that she was very controlling with people's time, kind of in a way like it wasn't that big of a deal, but it's really the theft of possibility. While they were choosing between meaningless charms, they weren't reading books, working on art, honing skills important to them, relaxing, or enjoying their own lives. This, I believe, harms the natural rhythm cycles we have, picking up new hobbies, ideas, friends, changing, and maybe even dropping those hobbies and evolving. They weren't allowed to use their time to become more themselves. They were spending their days orbiting somebody else's obsessions, sinking into rituals that never fed their spirit. Consider doing this for 10 minutes. You pick the best K-pop Demon Hunter charms. You are ready to move on with your life forever. Amber is just getting started with endless funds for trashy plastic and endless time to fuck with your brain. 1 hour, 2 hour, 12? How many times could you play Choosy? How many hours? Amber's rituals don't just consume the moment, they cannibalize futures. 1,000 plastic charms meant 1,000 lost chances to paint, to breathe, to sit in silence, to follow a thread of curiosity into something new, and to grow. This is one of the oldest tricks in any controlling systems, military, cult, whatever. Fill the person's time with nonsense, you steal them hours they need to build themselves. Keep them busy, you keep them small. Amber has really shut herself away from the world, making these amazing declarations of, I get to be a normal person now. To me, this means she sees herself as better than the rest of us. She has a pool that's made a lot of money, and it's just hard times, you guys. Please cash app her more money. Come on. If you followed the rituals and the cycles, the ups and downs, we know she's coming back to her not normal life soon. She loves the control. Choosy was never just a game, it was her lifestyle, a slow drip of hours turning into days, then months. A whole person's life paused for the sake of someone else's compulsion. And that's the tragedy. They didn't lose years to cruelty or catastrophe. They lost them to glittery junk and neon charms. Amber needs the people around her fully focused on her life, her struggles, her health, her issues. I believe the reason Amberlynn deleted all of her videos, instead of picking and choosing which ones to keep, was because she has to have the control. She's the controller, not the chooser. If you mess with her control, she takes the power back any way she can. If you think you're going to watch Amber's videos without her being paid for it, nope, you're wrong. Even if that's the best thing for her future, even if that could make her thousands of dollars again in 90 days, I think these reaction channels are freaking out a little bit too. Do you think it might be time for you guys to clean up your channels? A lot of y'all's channels' top videos are about that one smaller lady, and you focus on her size more than anything else. And the same goes with the big lady over here. Time to delete some videos, Snowflake, and you know which ones I want you to start with. Amber needs constant attention. Everyone needs to just follow YouTube's rules, relax, wait, and watch. This isn't the end. This isn't the season finale. This is the beginning of the downfall. We've all watched and waited for this moment. I believe she will use the chaos to continue to control the people around her. Amber's clutter piled on clutter, drama stacked on drama, crises that spark up like bushfires every time the spotlight dims, and her partners were expected to smooth it all out, handle the tantrums, absorb the spirals, mop up the messes, the emotional, the financial.
Thank you, Minnie, for the super chat. You're nothing but a bitch, but I love that because I got your money, honey. I'm not cooked at all, but thank you for the money. Love it. Thank you for the money. Maria, suck on one. Like, I don't care what you think, actually. So thanks for the money. Genuinely don't care.
We all have issues. We all have bad days.
I truly want all my supporters.
Stuff we are working on or trying to address. The real question is how someone moves through their own messes. Watch out for people that are always in turmoil and never change. They don't handle it, they don't address it, they let the chaos rule because it benefits them. Because if the world is always falling apart, then you're always busy patching up the cracks. If they're always in need, You're always giving. And the more you give, the more you lose. Chaos can be a cage just as much as rules can be. A never-ending storm keeps you too busy bailing water to notice the ship is sinking. Watch for patterns. The person who never takes accountability. Someone who isn't able to soothe themselves. The one who disrupts every quiet moment with a fresh emergency. They always ruin birthdays. They always ruin holidays. The one who makes your peace their feeding ground.
It's a loss. I can't get one look at your shitty life and said, no fucking thanks, man.
Anyone who demands constant pampering is not seeking partnership. They're seeking a caretaker. A witness and a servant. Amber didn't invent these tactics. People like her exist everywhere. People who demand your time, your attention, your emotional labor. People who bury you in their clutter so you don't notice your own life is getting smaller. You don't owe anyone your hours, you don't owe anyone your peace, and you don't owe anyone your sanity just because they're loud or needy or spinning out of control again.
The burning of the Library of Alexandria is happening right now.
This cannot be real life. It just can't.
If someone's chaos always becomes your responsibility, you're not in a relationship, you're in a role, and roles are replaceable. Lives are not. So when we watch Amber spiral, debate, rebuild, implode, reach for control again, the cycle continues and it echoes. Snowflake tells us what to think, Jordy makes a joke, Jimmy Bunker makes a meme, I laugh and repost it. We all gasp at the collective absurdity of the money lost, and the cycle moves on. One of the most effective control tactics there is the constant overspending, late bills, impulsive purchases, emergencies that could have been avoided. This traps you just as tightly, and it takes away possibilities as well. When someone can't or won't manage money, you're left cleaning up the chaos. They might buy thousands of dollars worth of Choosies or refuse to spend money at the dentist. A lot of us are burdened with the fact we don't have any money to begin with, right? If we had it, we would pay student loans, we would pay off our credit cards, or maybe pay off a car or buy a car, or something like that.
How much does the earth cost? I'm gonna buy the entire earth and be king.
We would take the money and better ourselves, our lives, make a peaceful place for ourselves. I believe when someone has a lot of money and the chaos continues, it's hard not to look at them and think, is this chaos a form of control? And who are you controlling and why? I don't think anything scares me psychologically the way Choosy scares me. The fact there's no clear choice, the mindlessness, the waste, and the time lost. I believe the entire thing pisses me off because she could have been giving back. Even now with her issues, she could have used this hoarding for good. You can donate new toys to the ER for kids that are harmed or sick or scared with a parent. She could have done a video, called it Choosy, and picked which hospitals to send those charms to. Children could have had these things, and the holidays are a really hard time in the ER. This would have been the perfect time for this. I know some of you are probably thinking kids could choke on that crap, but they have different sections for toys for different age kids. So if you donate like small charms, they wouldn't give that to a toddler. Usually kids that age get like a plush or coloring book or something. Amber could have curated a really good angel tree gift basket for kids and like added an entire gallon bag of charms to them. Amber could go on Facebook and say, I'm giving away these charms for Christmas for people in need, or donate them to a food bank for Christmas. She could still have made a video and profited off the video in the future or on other platforms. I wish she would crowdsource more ideas from the people that support her. I don't think she could have come up with these ideas on her own, but I'm sure a lot of people did think this. Comment below if you have any good ideas for the Choosies. I'll tag Snowflake in this, and he can like give Amber a call or text her. I don't know what he does. And he could give her our ideas. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Echo Study.